to the MGE Table Talk. I am your host, Terrence Turner. As always, I appreciate you and thank you again for tuning in or listening. You really could have been doing anything with your time, but you decided to come here, whether you watching or listening. It's been a minute since we had time to really do this. Those who follow anything that we do as far as production is concerned, like y'all know, it's been like a really busy year for Mad Game as a whole, because we've been putting on a lot of shows this year. We had a goal to put on new content literally every week on TV, so it does take, some out, but we're here. I'm trying to do better with the podcast. I'm trying to do better. Today, I have a guest on that many would say maybe a jack of all trades, may have dibbled and dabbled in pretty much everything. He's done production, acting, stage acting, movies, music. He just launched a new venture. We're going to get into all of that as well, too. I want to welcome Mr. Johnnie Domino. Can I call you by like your government name, too, or just Johnnie Domino?
Oh, man, the internet don't miss nothing, man. They can find it anyway, man. You can say government, pseudonym, everything, man.
I'm just trying to make sure everybody knows. I'm trying to cover all my bases, but everybody knows you're Johnnie Domino.
Right. Pleasure you even having me here, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Well, I mean, we got things to talk about, man. I mean, listen, you, like I said in the intro when I was talking about you, you kind of dibble and dabble in a lot of things, man. I mean, even nowadays, like, we can see you kind of speaking up on social justice things. It's
Bro,
it's a lot there.
Yeah, that's why, I remember the year that I used to get confused and people ask, like, what do you do? I get that a lot, like, what do you do? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, shit, what do I do? And I just realized that I need some time to tell you, because I do so much shit, and I didn't even realize it was like that, bro. Like, I just be moving, and I think it make it bad for me sometimes, because I never put too much attention into one thing, and if it start moving too slow, I'm on to the next. Right. And I think that's part of why, some of them things ain't work out for me. But I like it because now when I'm talking business, I've done it before. So you can't just tell me anything. You can't tell me about film budgets. You can't tell me how it go on set or how much actors get paid for SAG, because I had speaking roles on television. Right. So now I know a little bit about all that.
That's always the plus.
So that's why I call myself an entertainment catalyst. Okay. Acting. I've worked with models before. I've managed this. I've promoted this. I've done this. Music, writing music. I used to make beats. I write scripts. Like, I do it all. So I call myself an entertainment catalyst, because once I touch it, it's going to change for the better, and it won't deteriorate me. And I like that word catalyst. You know what I mean? Because it does. Me helping other people don't destroy nothing that I do. You know what I mean? And that's what a catalyst is.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I mean, that's always been the myth. Is like, if you put energy over here into someone else, it takes away from you. And it's like, it really don't. It just, if anything, it's going to strengthen you.
Right. And if you believe in higher power and whatever God you believe in, like, it doesn't matter what you call him. If you believe in karma, if you believe in positive and negative affirmations, and if you believe in like attracts like, law of attraction, whatever you believe in, you're gonna get out what you put out. So some people scared to live off blessings. I used to be so caught up on money, I was scared to live off the blessings, the land. Right. But I realized the more I put out, the more I get. Sometimes I don't even know how I do this, but I know it's God. What? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and that's the best way to look at it. Now, you just recently, we're talking about you being a catalyst, but you just recently launched a whole new venture, and we kind of talked a little bit off camera about this the other day. You launched Citron Records, right?
Citron Records.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, explain the name.
All right. And
because it made me thirsty when I first heard it.
I know, it's not like I
thought they my citrus.
Yeah, that's what it is. Well, I'm gonna tell you how I made this name, man, and I ain't ashamed of it. Once I understood how marketing and color schemes go about marketing, see, you got red on your shirt right now.
I do, man. I do.
Red is one of the biggest marketing colors out there.
It is. I got red on my shirt.
Everything. Too. McDonald's has a little red in it. Your highest selling cigarettes is Marlboro's got a little red in it. Coca-Cola, the highest selling cold drink, it got red in it. Everything, it's got red in it. So I didn't want to attack the red, and so I'm saying, what is another aggressive color? And then I said orange. And so I'm start studying studying, I start Googling, I start checking names, and I start studying. And then something popped in my head was like how we can make lemons into lemonade. And then I start digging, and I try to find other citrus fruit that may be the color of orange and this and that. And I dig down, and I found the citron. You know, I'm like, cool. And then I look at it, it's a very rare fruit. I check the name, see if anybody else got it. Nobody got it. I like the way it looked on paper.
Right.
When I typed it up, put it in Photoshop and stuff like that to go to do the logo, I'm like, that looks like. I didn't want to look like Shoot a Nigga in the Face Records. We know for damn sure 9.9 times out of 10 that's a black company. right. Now Shoot a Deer in the Ass Records.
Well, that might be country west. That might be country west. That might be country west.
So that's basically what it was, man. I used the whole marketing. It doesn't have no the meaning. It's just another company. I mean, I take it serious. I'm gonna put in the work, but the name, it has no connection to anything but taking a bad situation and making it worse, or taking a citrus fruit, taking something sour, and just making the best of it. Because that's all some of us can really do in some situations. You know what I'm saying? So the Citron, I wanted to be able to the logo to be to sit amongst the other big major companies, you know, and not look like it didn't fit or be too urbanized. And I wanted to be able to use it across any.
You want to be like Universal.
Universal, yeah.
Okay.
And attract any kind of marketing. Like we do urban and rap music, but I don't want to stop there.
You don't want to be stagnated like that.
Yeah, I want gospel. I want spoken word. I want everything to drop on the label. So I'm not just looking for rappers. Gospel. I want to have a real. I want variety in my catalog.
Right, and the thing is, why can't we? You know, it's like traditionally, if you see, you know, a black person start a label, it's always primarily geared towards just this. It's just going to be R&B. It's just going to be gospel. It's just going to be rap. It's just going to be hardcore rap. It's just going to be gangster rap. And it's, you know, it's always been like the only person I heard of that did it differently was Clarence Avant. I don't know if you're familiar with Clarence Avant.
That don't ring a bell.
He's one of those hidden hand figures. Clarence Avant. He actually helped launch Bill Withers' career.
Oh, that's deep.
But the label that he started, people didn't even know a black man even owned it for the longest. Because it was like, you know, he had like metal on there and like, you know, acid rock or whatever. Like, so a lot of people didn't even know.
Nobody questioned it.
Right. And then he had Bill Withers on there too.
Because of the way he packaged it. That's dope. I'm going to have to study that. I'm going to have to check that out, man. He's always giving me something to learn too.
There's a documentary on him on Netflix. The Black Godfather.
Even easy. Oh, of music.
So check it out.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw an advertisement on that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
That's Clarence Avant.
That's beautiful. Cause sound like he took my approach. Not directly. He went straight acid rock, but I don't have those connections yet. So
I say if you check out the documentary, you'll see like he's a figure that you really want to know.
Yeah.
Now, in today's climate, 2021, we know there's been a shift in music and entertainment in general, right?
Everything.
Why start a record label?
Oh, good question, man. I did not want to start a record label.
Because the thing is, people are, you know, do we even need
another
labels in general? I mean, all these artists that are getting scooped up by the majors, they're playing with social media. You know, they have studio apps on their phones, on their tablets. Yeah. You know, really they turn their bedroom into a studio.
And let's keep it real. You really don't need a label if you study enough, you work hard, and you invest in yourself. You don't really need a label. They made it too easy. See, I started in the game when it was barcodes and different things. To the store. You know what I'm saying? You had to really go out there and put it in. There was no internet to press a button and send it to everybody.
Right.
We had to get and put posters on the pole, you know, like Kingpin, and people like Wildman, Teddy T, my partner in St. Louis, Spade Ripper. You know, I've been doing this marketing and street team forever.
Right.
You know, when I found out the power of it, and God rest my mentors. God bless, man, my mentor died, Kevin Franklin. Kevin Franklin was the one that brought Crunk Juice down here.
Okay.
So he showed me some things in marketing that I've been taking with me for life. And I actually did the Hillary Clinton campaign on the stuff that he taught me. So back to why I this deep, because people need to hear this shit. I shot over 500 music videos. I shot documentary here, something else there. I shot all kind of stuff, right? So I had a nice work catalog.
Right.
But CeeLo, my nigga CeeLo, not CeeLo, the big
CeeLo,
dog of Baton Rouge.
The big dog CeeLo, concentration camp life.
No one's higher than him in music to me in Baton Rouge. I don't give a fuck what they sold or what they do.
Right.
He is the man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anyone would dispute that.
They might. Some people might.
They shouldn't.
But anything you like, if he didn't create it, he touched it or he inspired it. So, Loke say Domino, how many videos you shot? I say, I got 3 pages, maybe about 500. I think I'm somewhere around 500 because one of them got 384 and another one got a couple 75. And, you know, he say, you don't want none of that shit, huh? I say, nah, I don't. And it hit me. I'm finna leave my children a long work history and nothing to make money off of. So I got into ownership. And then I tried to do it to where I shoot niggas videos and they give me publishing instead of money because work for hire is dead to me. And I'm not saying it's dead to other people, but work for hire is dead. Like, I come to shit like this because I need you to come to mine.
Right.
Because I ain't going to ask you for nothing. You could try to pay me, but nah, T, this on me. You know what I'm saying? I know you. I know your family. You my dog. So boom, when I call you, I need the same favor. But you finna own this content today, and I'm gonna get something from you later. Even swap.
Fair exchange.
You sell yours. I don't want shit. I'm gonna sell mine. Like, that's where people need to go. And then I realized that you know who bigger than the record labels right now? The video people. The video man is big. They go to YouTube to see numbers. You know what I'm saying?
YouTube is a form of charting now.
It's a form of, they got YouTube charts. So I opened the label because I didn't want to shoot niggas video who wasn't interested in giving me publishing. And I don't want to explain to you why I'm not finna shoot this for that little change. You see, I try to tell them video director dudes like, you are a label. Fuck chasing that little bag. Mm-hmm. Go shoot a video and I'm gonna show you how to do your publishing, how to do your splits, how to get everybody get paid. I'm gonna show you how to collect all your money digitally streaming, all your royalties mechanically. I'm gonna show you all that. But you know, it's time for, see, the DJs are losing power. But the DJs are still my favorite because people don't understand the power that they have. Radio ain't shit. And I don't give a fuck. I'm opening a record label, and I'm telling you, radio ain't shit. Radio can't make or break no nigga.
Well, radio hasn't really broken artists like that. The internet is the internet is the thing that even the playing field.
Man, getting your video on a nigga like David G page is more than getting your single in rotation on the radio. That's my opinion. You know, because David G page gonna keep attracting following because he shoots certain people, right? So, and then another thing, I've helped so many people with their careers, do the work behind the scenes, and I never ask for accolades, never ask for credit. Don't expect no nigga to shout me out or none of that. I don't care about none of that. You know, I either want something from you or I did it on the love, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I did a lot for a lot of people, and a lot of people you see to this day, you know, whether they speak on it or not, they had to come through Domino. So I'm like, I need to leave my children something, man. So now when I shoot a video, I don't give a fuck if I own 10%, 40, 90, I own a piece of it, and I'm working for my 10%. So whatever you do as an artist, I don't give a shit. And that's my attitude. You could be lazy, but, you know, I'm gonna use the systems and programs I know that's going to protect my investment. Yes, I will invest in some people, but I know ways of protecting that investment. And I'm going to get my bread back one way or the other, or if not, today, ownership is forever. It's perpetual. You see what I'm saying? So now if I own 10% of this record and it blows up 2 years from now, I get my money back then. Right. But with music videos, I can't pronounce that guy's name. Leor Cohen. Leor Cohen. That guy. Once he went to YouTube, he did a great justice for the artist. We used to get way bigger YouTube checks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like YouTube checks used to be off of the view. Now it's off the minutes, the duration of how you watch it, right? So when I seen him go over there, we start getting slashes in the video. Copyright sent to the artist. Copyright sent to the artist. Even this show right here, if you put a track, a beat, or a song for anybody else, they're going to eat the money up. Yeah. And then who protect the video niggas? No one. Nobody said, well, there's still visual. This wouldn't exist without the visual.
True.
If you mute the song, the visual, people are here to see it. Right. If they won't hear it, they go to Spotify.
They go to Spotify, or Tidal, Apple Music. Right.
Tell the truth, T. You a stat man, you a fact man, you smart. You don't open your mouth till you know something. when people go to see the shit, they can go stream it, but I gotta pay to be here.
Yeah,
it's free to see it.
Right, and people, I'm not sure how people know just how powerful visual is, and I mean, and I think over time, because of how we consume content now, before the internet was so accessible for everything, right? Mm-hmm. Even with music, we were talking before, you had to go to the store to buy the music, man. Or you had to listen for it on the radio. These are all systems that were in place that you had to go through to find it. Now, you just pick up your phone and you're there. For videos, you had to, first of all, you had to have cable. Yeah. And then you had to wait for BET or MTV.
Music videos would be $25,000.
Right. Or even during this time, even if you didn't have cable, remember the box.
Yep, the box.
People would call up and order a video so they could see it. Uh-huh. So, and because I remember I used to do this back in the day, I would put in a VHS tape
and record.
I'd just record videos all day. And I'd have like visual mixtapes basically.
Right.
So, the power of visual has always been there, but because we consume content differently now, because it's so easily accessed,
microwave generation.
People don't realize just how powerful it actually is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna say a term that a lot of people ain't gonna know, but people who was really in the music game gonna know what selecto hits mean. Mm-hmm. Distribution and stuff like that, and having to get a UPC, you gotta get that barcode. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had to go through way more to get the music out, and then, a lot of stuff was an act of Congress. Like, you had to really be doing something, but this stuff is so easy and affordable now. You know what I mean? Anybody can do this, but this is the other aspect of it. By me being able to have ownership in the music, it changed the whole dynamic. Now I can use my artist songs in my movies, because that's always was a problem, because I hadn't made beats in so long, and I know it's probably way easier now and I need to get back on it, but I want to use certain music, but I don't want to lose my whole video.
Right.
In the buying power, in the earning power of it, just off the simple fact that I put somebody's song in there. Right. You know what I mean? There's no protection over the video people. So I've been telling these video dudes, man, if you don't want to sign and get buku artists, just get one. And I'm gonna tell them why. I ain't gonna put them in the artist business, but the artist dude, he do well on my page. And it's my partner, man. I ain't gonna put his business out there, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. He put a song up, we shot a video, and he hadn't sent it through the system and registered, right? So all that money came to me. Now, I don't steal no more. I've stole before, but I don't steal.
He said no more.
I mean, fuck, the internet know everything.
Right.
You motherfuckers know how you steal. You used to be the hookup on Christmas time.
He said
a
no
long
more.
time ago. It was like 08, some shit. It's a long time ago.
He's a changed man.
Changed man. 06, I don't remember. Whatever, But anyway.
That's irrelevant
That's
now.
irrelevant. I call him, I'm like, bro, you ain't registered that song. I got like $500 extra. Now, he paid me for the video, and I had $500 sitting in YouTube. He said, oh, man, don't worry about it. Keep it. I said, you sure? All right, then it went up $200 more. Now, I'm looking at this like, if I charge the nigga $700 for the video, right? Mm-hmm. This video, Dan, it made $700 this week on YouTube.
He could have got his money right back.
He clicked like, boom. Man, I don't want a nigga to pay me for no more videos. And I quit. I cold turkey quit. Only source of income, I quit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got a little investing shit going on here and there, but but I say, nah, I need ownership. And I don't want to make music no more. I don't have that energy like to go tour and perform. I don't want. I like behind the scenes now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like the stage. I like to host. I like to act. I like acting. Man.
Right.
But if it ain't that, man, and then even with Claws, I'm in Your Honor. I got speaking roles. I got paid $9.80 a day. That's the SAG rate. You protected in Louisiana where you don't even have to join SAG. The rules and laws gonna set up to where you get your money if you're speaking. Right. You could say, oh shit, and get paid $980 a day. And you might even have lines the other 2 days. They might just need you in the scene with the nigga talking. Yeah. You're gonna get $980 because you spoke that one time. You said, oh shit, and that part, episode this and that, you gonna get paid each day for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, without even a guarantee, it might even make it on the show. Might end up on the cutting room. Yeah, you still got paid for that. Though.
Yeah. Well, once you got lines, they're gonna give you got it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no extra work. You know, so it's like, and not to shit on extras, but my advice to anybody, I wouldn't do too much extra work.
I mean, you know, it's levels. It's
levels. Like, you got to get up out of there because it don't look good on your resume. Like, if you do about 30, 40 of them, they going to be like, we don't know if you're ready for lines. You never even went after lines.
You go to the audition and you see, squint your eyes, and that's me right there.
And it's tough, bro. It's tough. Like, I like the competitiveness. Like, when you in there and you looking at cats and it ain't what you think it is. Like for me, it's easier. I'm telling you, this is my theory. It's easier for me to get an acting gig than you. You got a standard bill. You have a standard black man look. There's like millions of actors that look like you. But how many of these niggas gonna come through with this black spot on their head, just look a little, you know what I'm saying? No, I'm for real. I think that's how I got some of my roles, bro. Cause I went in there with like, fuck it, I don't care. Because in my first mind.
But you can also play a Mexican.
I could play Mexican. Like, I got this whole other shit going on.
And then the spot is kind of like your Michael K. Williams scar thing.
You think you gotta lose weight, but you don't, because they need fat niggas too to act, man. Like, they need chubby niggas. Like, you don't, if you ever want to mess with acting, just do it.
Although I do see you kind of bulked up a little bit,
man,
though.
I was 3'11", bro.
You were 3'11"?
I was 3'11". I'm 265. I went from a 4X to a 2X. I'm in a 1X now.
Yeah, man, you walked in earlier. You were like, how's everyone doing tonight?
I did 2 push-ups before I came in.
That's what it was?
Nah, it really was, I eat better now. I still snack here and there because I don't do that no carb stuff no more. I do like low carb.
Right.
No sugar. Sugar's like bad.
Yeah.
Sugar's bad. Everything I deal with either sugar free, and I eat little. That was my weakness, the snacks. But once you change your eating habits, like, it feel weird if I'm not eating fish and cauliflower.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's just like, you know, someone who maybe has. I think that's with anything. I mean, I know people who have gone years without taking a drink of alcohol.
Yeah. And
then they just take that first drink. It's like, oh my gosh, I just feel. Yeah. Because it's just not been in your system. So, I mean, that's a natural reaction.
And you can feel it. When you eat bad, you feel it.
Oh, yeah, you do. Like, you feel very sluggish. You feel, you feel tired.
Yeah.
When you're eating cleaner, it's like you just have more energy. Mm-hmm. You can be like, man, I need to get some more sleep, but I don't feel that tired, so I'm okay.
Yeah, I lost that. My partner, ABM Fat, lost a lot of money, too. A lot of money, a lot of weight. Right. You know what I'm saying? And he called me like, man, what you doing over there? You know what I'm saying? And I was just walking on the treadmill, eating cauliflower rice, cauliflower mashed potato, cauliflower pizza crust, cauliflower breadsticks, like everything I eat cauliflower. I'm crazy about cauliflower.
Cauliflower head.
Cauliflower head. Cauliflower. But it's like I just eat that and some type of, I don't even eat red meat or pork. I've been not eating pork. Not a religious thing. Just make my head hurt.
And I mean, you know, just cleaner eating. Just cleaner eating.
Yeah, it's a better eating, man. I'm telling you, like, you can stuff yourself with this.
Oh yeah,
like, eat big plates and it burns off different. I don't know, like,
it does. I think it just burns cleaner.
I eat smaller portions, but I'm telling you, like, you can have a bad day and eat a bunch of meat and vegetables, and nothing gonna happen. Like, nothing gonna happen. And you just go walk on the treadmill. Yeah, you lose it. Now you're gonna have to start doing some lifting and tighten up, but
yeah, you gotta still do some kind of physical activity. You can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna eat a bunch of cauliflower and boom, the weight is gone. You still gotta kind of exercise a little bit. Now I want to kind of shift gears a little bit because that cleared up, you know, things for me, because that's a question that I just personally had, like, why start a record label? And again, this is just my curiosity because I'm a fan of the industry.
Right, and I want to speak on that too, and we're going to get off it. I signed Maul 3 times, and Jeezy brought in only one Peasy, because the record label is half me, half Jeezy. Jeezy my main man. He always my brother. Like, he do good with Street Team, and I know all his music shit, like, to the T.
Right.
But Maul didn't, people was trying to sign Maul, but Maul has studied me and stalked me. And just really, like, checked my resume and was like, I want you to do this with my career. So Maul really brought me out there because I didn't want to do this shit. But the fact that I didn't have nothing to have a piece of ownership to lead these kids, and I can't do nothing with music, I said, shit, I might as well just do this myself because I'm doing it for everybody anyway.
Right.
Number 2, the music industry ain't an industry no more, because industrial is an actual physical product being made.
True.
It's all digital. It streams now. It's not even a music industry no more.
It's more of a system.
It's more of a music system.
More of a system.
Once they took the tangible items out of it.
And really, the in my opinion, and you could tell me what your opinion is about this too. in my opinion, when it comes to record labels or anything in the system, you're really not signing for the traditional reasons anymore. You're signing for access to a network, basically.
That's it.
You know, and I mean that's where, you know, years ago where 360 deals kind of came about, where it's like, you know, we're going to get a piece of everything you do, but we're going to put you in these positions. So, you know, we're going to, you know, we got a wing over here that handles tour, you know, so we're gonna be booking your tours. Oh, we're gonna book you in movies and TV shows. All that's encompassed in the deal. So,
how you feel about 360 deals?
How do I feel
as
about
a
it?
businessman? Because Boosie shitted on it, right?
He did.
And then everybody like, hey, I ain't never taking no 360 deal. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about 360 deals. What you think?
I think that it was something that was gonna happen regardless anyway, because when the ground shifts underneath your feet, everybody starts adapting. So companies start adapting, like you said. The industrial part of the industry is gone. They're not pressing up physical copies anymore. You know, they don't have to have the street teams. You know, that you'll still see advertising posters here and there, but a lot of the street team is who's managing your social media at this point. So a lot of it has gone digital. Now, me, myself, and people who know me knows that I still collect music. I still like the physical copies of music when I can find them. Because just like, it was like 2 weeks ago when Cox went down around in Baton Rouge and nobody had access to the internet.
Yeah.
All that music you've been streaming.
Archives.
You can't get
access no more. You was the only one blasting.
I can still, I do the same thing with movies. The internet went down. Yeah, I ain't had Netflix or nothing, huh?
Oh, you still got DVDs, or what's how you collecting it now?
I still collect DVDs too,
Dope.
Blu-rays and everything. But that's,
Dope.
like I said, that's me.
So let me tell you something about 360 deal, because me and you are investors. You bought these mics. You know how much this screw costs. You know how much this table costs, the chessboard, the artwork on the wall, those cameras, the guy behind the camera. You paid his ass to. You know what I'm saying? You know, right. You had to pay for all this shit, right? Well, 360 deal just means I need 360 ways to get my motherfucking money back. That's how I take it.
And I think the industry just saw where is it going, and that's why I said the ground shifted.
But think about it. If back in the day, if I had to give you an advance, 10, 20, 30, whatever you were, I throw you a big old check. You owe me that. I'm finna pay for your look, your marketing, photo shoots, artwork, studio time.
The engineer.
Beat used to be 80,000. Engineers. Look, so I'm putting all this big old
depending on who's producing. Timbaland and Pharrell used to charge $1 million a beat.
Used to. So I'm putting all this out up front, $3, $4, $5 million. For you to say, man, I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm changing my life. I'm going to God. Or you do some stupid shit, you go to jail. Or you get killed. And now I'm stuck with this big old debt. But what's so raw about it, this is why I signed the deal stupid. They got to pay way less to do anything with you.
Yeah.
They don't have to do no pressing, no press and distribute, no nothing. They giving you a little chunk of change and this. All they doing is buying ownership of your shit, and they give you access to everything else that you to
need.
The machine.
It's almost like the artists are kind of like franchises.
Yeah.
You know, like a Subway franchise. But you're not. If you own a Subway, the money that you have to kick upstairs to whoever you kicking up to for Subway. Right. That's to purchase the access to their products,
right.
So you can maintain business. That's right. Really all it is, and to have the name.
Yeah, I mean, a good viral video can whoop almost anything these days. You know what I'm saying? Going viral, like consistent work, being consistent and staying on it can whoop anything. Because you got to think about it, man. Yeah, these people got connections and they can make things happen, but are the things they're making happen worth the debt you gonna inquire? Because people think you get this money and they think that this my money,
right?
And like the label owe me, nigga. No, nigga, you owe the label. They want that back, and ain't nobody gonna give you $300,000 and then say, "We just pay my $300,000 back and we'll be good." What the fuck did I give you $300,000 for? You're not my kid.
Nah.
Like people don't see. I'm more on the investor side of it. I understand the labels. I don't respect the labels. You know what I'm saying? But I understand why I want. See, Boosie don't need no 360 deal. This nigga's a walking money making motherfucker. Like,
well, and I mean, and
he's a brand.
Well, and certain artists like that. I mean, if you've been in it long enough and you've developed a following, then no, you don't.
He's got a strong core following. He ain't got to make no new music.
No, he doesn't.
They won't hear the old shit.
Yeah,
and he's supposed to say fuck a 360 deal, but what these artists not understand is you're not supposed to say fuck a 360 deal.
No, because it's not in your best interest to do that. Because you don't have the stature.
Nigga, you ain't Boosie.
Exactly. now once you get into that legacy, aspect of it, you can say things that you get away. That's just like, it's like in sports. You remember how it's hard to foul Kobe.
Yeah.
Because he's Kobe.
Yeah.
You can't foul LeBron because he's LeBron.
Right.
And then you got this other guy that's got the minimum contract over here.
He get beat up.
Why I gotta get? Because you ain't LeBron.
You ain't LeBron, nigga.
No one's here to see you, Otis.
Don't make me foul you too. The ref foul him.
Yeah, the ref trip him and then you tears ACL or something. No one bought a ticket to see. We don't even know who you are. You're only in because LeBron got tired tonight.
Yeah, the world weird, man. It's real weird, man. Because I be telling people, man, like, people don't understand the work that goes in. Like, even with this, I had to be respectful of your time and make sure I'm here, no matter what the business was or the situation arrangement. No matter what we worked out, the cost, the amount, whether it was anything at all, I gotta respect the things that you had to do to even put this together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I don't really like about That's why I ran from opening the record label, because I don't want no little ungrateful motherfucker up under me. I could have took this money that I invested in your little stupid ass and then take my chair in a Disney World or something, or do something else. Because man, even if you take all your money and throw it at the strip club, at least you saw a titty or an ass. When you put all that money into a fucking artist and he just be like, I'm retarded now, I'm getting 10 bands a show, boy, you gonna fall without it. Yeah, you gonna fall.
It kind of reminds me, and neither one of us personally know these two, but remember years ago the Puff and Mace situation, right?
Yeah.
Mace has been always talking about Puff won't let me go and this and that. People forget.
He probably still old Puff.
Well, and that's what I was alluding to.
Ain't my fault you can't count, nigga.
People forget that when Mace first retired,
right,
back in 99, I believe. I'm kind of dating myself, but yeah, back in like 99, when he first retired, I think he and Puff had just signed like a new contract with each other. Puff had advanced him like so many millions of dollars, and then
he owed that, and Puff owed who he got it from,
and then he retired.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about.
So then years later, Mace comes back after 5 years, and he wants to go with G Unit and everything else, and he's like, well, Puff won't let me go. You still owe Puff. Puff probably is in the red because of you.
I'm finally in the room with a nigga that understands.
Yeah, and I never understood people like, oh, Puff is the devil.
That's like the TLC, the TLC Pebble shit. You, instead of jumping in the limo, maybe y'all should have stopped and say, "Hold up, Pebbles," or "Hold up, Diddy. These clothes, this limo. Who paid? That's on my tab."
Well, and the thing is, again, like you said, you respect labels, you just don't like how they operate.
Well, I always had to be the investor though, T.
Well, but like on some level, okay, you say some of these business corporations, they take complete advantage of people. They know better. Me personally, if I'm not going to invite you to sit down and play chess with me knowing that you don't know how to play chess and then say, okay, now let's play for money. Mm-hmm. No, and now it's not my responsibility to teach you either.
Yeah, or I'll tell you that I'm good at it.
But I have a responsibility to morally to myself to say, well, I know this person doesn't know how to play though, so I'm not going to put money on the table if I know that they don't know how to play. Now, again, I'm not responsible for your actions. I'm only responsible for my actions. And it really just depends, I think, on the individual and how comfortable they are looking at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, man.
But we have to stop demonizing people for doing
business.
What they do. Like, it's frog and scorpion. You can't get mad at the scorpion for being a scorpion.
And that's like when we, you sign them contracts and you just scroll up and you don't read the print and you hit accept. On the phone. Everybody does that. Well, if that said in there that you had to pay double back, that's on you for not reading.
For not reading it.
And of course that was shiesty. You could have said some shit.
For putting a bunch of legal jargon on, knowing that it's 20 pages long.
I respect that. And I wouldn't personally do that. I wouldn't just throw a double up on a nigga like, I'm going to give you $1,000, you owe me $2,000. Without verbally, hey, I'm giving you $1,000, but I want a $2,000 back.
And it's in the paperwork too.
It's in the paperwork too. Yeah. I know niggas don't read it. Like, that's me. I don't want no bullshit. I'd rather take a loss than have that bad negative shit going out there.
Right.
But sometimes you gotta say fuck you and you take me to court because some niggas just be flat out wrong. Like Mace, bro. that same situation you talking about, bro. If I don't care what I put. If you are not my child, my children are the only people I want to invest in. My wife, my kids, my family. Even my family, I want some money back. If I give my niece or nephew and them some money, nigga, I want it back. Now I might not charge them interest, but if we doing business and you say, "Unc, invest in my business," what you got? What I get out of doing that? How much you need? $200. I'll give you $200. And when you start getting to the 4-figure, 5-figure, okay, you need $26,000. Oh, I won't talk business now. Yeah. Cause that's something I'm gonna get mad at you about. That's why I don't loan money. I give you shit if you run off with it. I just paid you to stay the fuck around me. You can't ask for it no more.
That's always my rule. I'm never gonna lend anyone anything that I'll get mad about.
Yeah, let's keep it. Credit creates enemies.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But shifting gears a little bit because that is something that but that's why I brought up the Puff and Mase situation, because it was to go along with what you were saying as well too, is that we gotta look at both sides of this situation. People say, "Oh, Puffy is evil. He's taking advantage of people." He went in the hole. Man. But shifting gears a little bit. So, something else that I know that you're involved in is just community in general. You're all over the place. You're just like you are in business. You are in the city.
Yeah,
and you kind of cover a very broad spectrum of things, because one time we could see you, in a community meeting, and then the next you might just be talking to some dudes on the street.
Yeah, man, because them my people. And I'm battling, T. I'm battling.
Well,
bro.
Here's the thing. I always say this because people like to put people in a box.
Yeah.
I think that you can speak to both. Just like if you're active in this area, you should maintain being active in this area, because those worlds eventually will collide or come into contact with each other. So it's good that there's always some kind of median there. But I wanted to kind of cross into that because there's a lot going on in this city. That with community activism, politics, everything, and you seem to kind of voice your opinion on a lot when it comes to that too.
Well,
what made you get civically engaged?
The clean of my life guy. So, I'm from the streets, street guy. I always been in the streets, man. Still respect all the G codes and all the laws that come with the shit, but it's a lot of shit I don't respect no more in the streets that I used to think went this way, and it don't really go that way. And then ain't nobody really playing by the rules. So that street shit, man, it's got to be dead. It's got to be on. You really late if you're on your way out. And it's a lot of my homeboys. I know niggas that They lowly educated. They don't know much. They don't know nothing about no EIN. They don't know how to open no damn business. They don't know how to get the account, but they can sell the shit out some drugs. But people look at them as bad guys, but this all this man ever had. Drug dealers need rehab just like drug users do. The drug user get a slap on the wrist, and the drug dealer gets 40 years if he talk on the phone about drugs, right? But what they doing, they keeping the demand out there, and you can't ever kill a supply. You'll never stop the supply. They knew they couldn't stop the supply. That's why they started making synthetic versions of the drugs. Caffeine is cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Sugar is more addictive than cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Heroin and Roxys are the same fucking thing. OC 80s and heroin is the same thing. Opanas, 40s, 30s. I sold all that shit. I got rich off of pain pills from the pharmacy. But if Walgreens sell them, it's cool. But if I buy them from grandma and I flip grandma shit and sell them 30 to 80, some of them pills was $120 a piece when I was doing it.
And there's also a difference in how you'll be handled. So the opioid crisis was kicked off by Big Pharma.
By Mallinckrodt and by Purdue Pharma.
Yeah, which was Purdue was described. That's not a direct quote, but from what I was reading over different sources of news, they were described almost as a cartel.
They are.
So,
and they paid a few million.
But they paid.
They made
their way out.
Yeah, they paid their way out.
Imagine if drug dealers had that option. Street drug dealers.
Oh my God.
Because it's all drug dealers.
It'll be fair then.
But imagine if Big Meech had the option when they got him, and he said, "You know what, Mr. Flippery?
A few lawsuits.
You're out here selling a little bit too much crack, sir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tax you.
Yeah, pay the city of Atlanta and Detroit.
Pay the city of Atlanta, Detroit,
80 million,
and we'll call it square. And the whole time
and you get to keep the rest of your money.
And the whole time you're paying this fine, you can continue selling the drugs.
Yeah. Now tell them, T. Now y'all don't know what the fuck we talking about, but tell them Malincroft is still rich.
So
Purdue Pharma is still. To my street niggas, Malincroft is the M30s, not them press bitches. I'm talking about them real bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? Purdue Pharma is who made the OC 80s. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want, man, look, I know a nigga just come home who had them 80s first, man. That nigga was rich, man. He just coming home, bro. It's just like, it's so crazy that I can sell something that you selling and you gonna hit me with a charge for it. You know what I'm saying? The controlled substance, you putting the dope. That's why I got into this shit, bro. What? Because I'm clean enough, and I kept my tattoos and shit, and I ain't put all them goals in my mouth, so I can go into. I do promotions. I help judges get elected. You know what I'm saying? I go to these asset building coalitions with politicians and policymakers and shit. And one day I was just there to film. What kicked it off was Miss Joyce James. You know what I'm saying? She owned the Middleburg Institute. Mm. I got paid like $5,000 to go film this gig. So I was money. I just want the money. Pay my guys, and we filming our ass off. So I put the headphones on one day, and I started hearing what they were saying. I say, shit, I didn't know that. They were talking about stuff I never heard before. You know, like how in 2015, the government made $1.5 billion off of fees from fathers on child support. These were a room full of Chinese, white, and majority black people, but all colored people who were there for the minorities. Their only mission is to balance this shit and make it better. You know what I'm saying? That's like interest rates for us always have been higher because the car lots can tinker with those. Yeah. They're in control of that. So if you go and then a white brother with the same credit rating as you, he can even make less as you, gonna get a better interest rate off the color of their skin. Now, this ain't no shit talk. This is actual stats, data, and facts of them pulling up the paperwork of different ethnicities. I couldn't get that shit out. And,
it's the Southern draw.
Yeah, I mean, you know we country, man. Yeah, I just be reading books, and I know like 6, 7 words that make me seem smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a strategic nigga, man. I ain't that fucking, I like math and strategy. But they looking at the paperwork and like, damn, all the black people and brown people, Mexicans, and even Chinese people get a worse rate than white people on that. And I'm just listening. And so then I start learning about politics and how it works. I learned about lobbying and advocating. So, okay, boom, they got a motherfucker with a big bag who dropped the big bag in these places.
Which lobbying is just legal bribery.
Legal bribery. I'm paying you. I own an oil company. And we polluting and tearing the waters up and the air and everything.
And we need you to make sure that this bill don't pass.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is dump some money into your political war chest. And you're going to make sure it comes out great.
Now watch this.
Let me give the game is played.
Let me put it in street term. Look, we fucking up, but we got that bag. You heard me? Look, we fucking the water up and we killing a couple people here and there and fucking lives up, creating cancer. But shit, look, we got to keep going, nigga. We do $60,000 an hour. As long as this bitch running, this raggedy bitch that's killing the ozone and doing all that, it's $60,000, nigga. I got some millions over here. I heard you was running. Oh man, you wouldn't even realize the black people that run that you think for black people ain't for black people.
Well, and see, so okay, so that makes me think of something else. So last year we had a presidential election, right? We did. Now
and we lost.
Here's what I found so amazing.
Talk to me.
So amazing. The amount of misinformation that was just being spread around.
Oh yeah.
It was so weird to me. Now, I'm not here capping for anybody political. I'm not here campaigning for anybody. Yeah. But I'm just a fact guy.
Yeah.
Fact. F-A-C-T. You know. Again, you know, it's a southern draw. It's a southern draw. But I'm really into facts, and I saw so many people that, you know, I'd be like, man, why are y'all reposting this? Why are y'all? And it was just
I did it before too.
I'm
telling you, you don't know what to believe no more.
But and I don't know. Me, it's like when I see stuff, I'll immediately go to Google because
studying.
Well, maybe it's my training.
Yeah.
You got to have 3 sources.
Okay.
I was taught you got to have at least 3 credible sources because that's the other thing. Consider the source. So I was seeing how people were saying, well, can't vote for Joe Biden because, he introduced the 94 crime bill and this
Crack law, yeah.
And I think myself, actually, no.
More Hillary Clinton than anything.
He did. Actually, no.
Who it was?
Do you know where that started?
Where?
Black legislators kicked that off.
I did not know this.
They wrote it. They introduced it. And those people then signed off on it. But Charles Rangel in New York was one of them. A couple other ones. And all you got to do is just go to Google, type in 94 crime bill, black congressional caucus. That's who actually helped craft it.
Yeah.
Because what they did, they went with, at the time, President Clinton was there, and they consulted with black elected officials and community leaders, black community leaders who speak for the community.
Yeah.
And that's what they came up with because at the time, their communities, they feel like, we being ravaged by crime and drugs, right?
Yeah.
We need harsh things to deter them. That came from the people on the ground. So I put it.
You just enlightened me today.
And I was having this conversation with someone else about it last year, and I was like, that would be like if you're in charge of a big corporation, right? Mm-hmm. Or let's just say you in charge of the military.
Right.
You won the Joint Chiefs. You top general. You ain't on the ground. You ain't at boot camp. But the major comes to tell you, hey, listen, we need to instill this rule, this rule, and this rule for all the privates, right? You say, okay, well, that's my guy on the ground. If that's what you need, okay, I'll open the floodgates for you on this particular issue.
Right.
Then you do it, it backfires, and they say,
like, oh, shit.
You did it, you're racist, you're wrong, you hate black people, and it's just wrong, and I can't forgive you. And I'm thinking to myself, all last year, I'm like, man, Russia don't have to interfere
at all.
We are horrible stupid.
Enough. We are stupid as hell.
Because I saw it was another clip. They got Joe Biden when he was like, again, and I keep bringing this up because that was the last big election. Yeah. And again, I don't want people to mistake this as though he just in here for Joe Biden. No, it's not that. I'm just about the facts.
Facts, right. And ain't nothing wrong with that. People been running from that shit lately, man.
Right. It was a clip floating around, Joe Biden saying, I don't want my kids going to school with in the jungle or something like that. Or these niggas. I'm paraphrasing, but I'm pretty sure you saw the clip as well.
I ain't see that.
Okay, it was a clip. But what Joe Biden was doing is, it was when he was in Delaware, and he was reading a memo that someone wrote that they were trying to get out.
And they took that shit
so context doesn't matter anymore. But what he was doing, he was reading it for the courts to hear these words that this other person said that he was trying to get out of office. Damn. And people spread that around, and they were like, you see, this is proof Joe Biden's a racist. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. So for 8 years, I never heard the narrative that Joe Biden was a racist when he was Obama's vice president.
Right.
I never heard that. He's running for office, and, we're in a climate now where facts don't matter. Mm-mm. Context doesn't matter.
Who can sway the best? Who can sway the people the best? Because I was swayed. I'm talking about, you just taught me some shit on this show. And to answer your question, that's why I started doing it, because nobody knew. I didn't even know the shit I was learning when I was in these positions. And then some of my partners could never get into the places I go. They too gangster. Mm-hmm. They too loud. They they don't know how to tone that shit down. They'll go in corporate office and be like, man, what the fuck going on? Hey, we can eat this shit.
And you be like,
who do you peppermint for? I'm hungry as a motherfucker.
Like, hey, man.
Not right now.
Chill out.
So I know how to go in and out, and I can go in the darkest and deepest hoods all over America. And I can also go in the corporate office and talk to politics, the mayors. I done been around all these people. But the thing is, they know, and they don't like me because they know you can't buy me and you can't make me sell my people out, right? Mm. So my whole goal was I didn't even ask for that shit, T. But I felt like a bitch ass nigga if I'm learning all this new shit that's being used to hurt us and to keep us down, and I don't go try to spread it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't go try to teach people. I don't tell them about, man, watch this law here. Because, you know, it's certain things that people don't really be catching on. Black people think they want open carry. You don't open carry, bro. Because we outgunned. We outgunned. These motherfuckers got bunkers and metal crates of bullets. I got white friends that like black people, but these motherfuckers ready too. Well, you know what I'm saying?
And it's
open carry gonna create more George Zimmermans.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
But
we
also,
never did shit about George Zimmerman. So what you gonna do when this other guy who open carry said
and who's been trained since he was 5?
He been shooting deer and all kind of shit since he was 5, said he saw your black ass, your pants sagging, all your fucking pictures on Instagram, you like this. You know what I'm saying? The jury's gonna believe what you selling, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about branding.
And you were open carry, your gun was legal. Right? Mm-hmm. You had the right to carry, but black is scary to America. Yeah. Being a black man is one of the most hardest things to be on earth. I see dogs that live better than me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And boy, hey man, I wish if I didn't, I don't fuck with that. I respect open gay people, right? But it ain't nothing that I could fuck with. You know what I'm saying? And I can watch TV
that's the other thing too. And again, this is why this forum was created. That's why I called it the MGE Table Talk. Yeah. Because you know that's the slogan. You're either at the table or you're on the menu. Yeah. And I feel like for far too long, you know, we as a people continue to be on the menu. You know, you even brought up, you know, people who are openly gay, whatever. Yeah. The thing is, I look at this. Even if you look at the recent, I don't even want to call it a controversy with Dave Chappelle.
Stupidest shit on earth.
I watched the entire thing. And I can't speak to who can be offended by this, that, and the third, but the reaction from it proved his point.
Now watch this. This is my feelings. This ain't got nothing to do with Terrence or the MG, Mad Game Entertainment. This ain't got nothing to do. Whoever invented cyberbullying is a stupid motherfucker.
I've never understood the concept of cyberbullying because
I'm glad I ain't the only one because
you can turn it off.
You don't have to log into your fucking email and log in and create an account.
Well, or you know they have this thing now where even if you're online, you can actually block people, which means they can't even have access to you. I remember going to school with real bullies, and I wish I could just be like, "You're blocked, sir.
You're blocked.
I don't have to. You're
out of there." Hey, real people who've been bullied wish they could have a button that they can press.
I remember being in the 6th grade and going to. I went to Sherwood Middle. People don't know that. I went to Sherwood Middle, and you know they had cats there that had beards like yours, and I'm like, there's no way you're supposed to be in the same school with me right now.
You fell back a couple years,
but they were there.
Yeah,
and you know they look at you a certain way, and I ain't no punk, but it's like I don't want to fight today either.
I don't want no problem.
You know, I just want to go to the cafeteria and get my bag of milk and be done with it. And you see this guy come up. And I'm like, you got to be at least 30. Why are you still in middle school?
Instagram is so pussy fake, bro.
I wish I could block them back then, no.
God, yeah.
I ain't had to be nervous.
Yeah, for real. Imagine you
know,
just
that's
block
human nature. Again, I ain't no punk.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that big in 6th grade either. And you know, you got somebody, I don't know if this is true or not, but dude had to be like 6'2".
Bro, let me tell you something about
I was like every bit of like 4'11".
Let me tell you about Glen Oaks Middle, right? Banks. You got Zion. This is dead in the heart of fucking Zion City. When you get off, it's 100 Zion City niggas across the street. You know what I'm saying? East Fairlane, Glen Oaks, this and that. I remember we used to drive the shit out of each other, right? I don't even see niggas cracking dozens no more unless it's on fucking TV somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's
niggas so it's scripted now. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas so emotional and ready to cry and sing on every fucking thing that they can't even crack a joke and play. Like I got with some of my old partners, we 40 now. You know what I'm saying? And we was driving the shit out of each other.
And
nobody got mad. Nobody, and it's still, I love you, man. I'll fuck with you later. You know what I'm saying? But I remember we used to drive people and they used to get mad. And then you would be like, bitch, you want to fight? And he'd be like, no. And I'd be like, well, all right, stop acting like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? He would be so happy to be drove and not beat up. Back when I was going to school, that he'd be like, he hated, but he like, y'all stupid, man.
This is better than getting beat up.
But on the reverse side, we never prayed on the weak. So if he wasn't good at driving, we go hit the nigga who drive good.
Right.
Or we'll team up on his motherfucking ass. If he drive good, three of us gonna attack him and balance it.
Or find the guy that does like to prey on the weak.
Yeah, and get his ass.
Because that's the other thing. I never liked bullies.
I hate bullies.
In school, I never liked the guy.
Real bullies.
Right. I never liked the guy that was like picking on, like, you know, the guy that might be a little slow or handicapped. Or,
I beat your ass for that.
Yeah, like I never liked that. But
yeah.
I never understood the concept of cyberbullying.
Well,
and we got
they're not real. A cyberbully is somebody who expresses their opinion and nobody likes it.
Now,
that takes away my amendments, right? My freedom of speech.
Right. But here's the other thing I look at too. Social media is huge now, right? But who's number one when it comes to social media? Facebook and Instagram, right?
Oh, Facebook and to me, the lying motherfuckers, the motherfuckers who create...
No.
What you talking about?
The point I'm bringing up is social media. Mm-hmm. One of the forefathers of social media right now is who? Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Zuckerberg, yeah.
We let an antisocial person create
social media. Ooh, that's deep. We let one of the motherfuckers who be behind the computer, a straight introvert, there it is. He cracked that shit. So you just cracked it, T.
So think about it. When they have these, you know,
a bitch ass nigga made this shit, man. So for all my niggas out there listening, Mark Zuckerberg, you's a bitch. Free Boosie, man. Free Boosie IG page, man.
So when you think about stuff like this, like
he look like one of them. Stop it, leave me alone, ass niggas.
Think about it. Even if you know the story
I'm gonna
about
create
how
my
Facebook
own
was
space.
I'm writing a paragraph about you.
You son of a bitches. This is the new gangster. Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm putting all caps.
What? 2 more emojis. Pow pow.
But think about it. Think about this. Facebook was created because a girl made Mark Zuckerberg mad.
That's the story behind it?
Yeah. Because it started off, it was called Face Smash. And what he did, he got mad because I think this girl turned him down or something like that. And then he made this thing on his college campus called Face Smash, where they was rating girls. And because he got mad because he couldn't handle the interaction of rejection.
Yeah.
So he created something to where now I have all of the power.
Now, Terrence, you got me thinking, bro.
So think about
Can you find that girl? I bet she fucking blocked and can't even get her Instagram or Facebook.
I think she has a Facebook account.
But you think so? But I want to study that. I want to update.
Study up.
Put an update at the end of this bitch.
Study up for it. But
we found the girl.
But my point is, think about this. He is in charge of social media, basically, right? Which is a private company. He has every right to do that,
right?
But that would be like naming a head football coach, right? Mm-hmm. That never played a day in their life, never been around the sport.
He's just good at Madden.
He's not even good at Madden.
He ain't good at Madden for real.
He's never been interested in sports, period.
Yeah, he's like a
But you put him in charge. And I say head coach, you put him in charge of like the NFL.
Right.
They don't have an affinity for sports.
Right.
They think sports is stupid.
Yeah.
In their mind.
Well, imagine.
And that's who we're gonna put in charge. Or that would be like.
Imagine if Mark Zuckerberg like over that shit, the NFL. Like I know he knows some jocks that done bullied him. He probably hate all football players, and then the cheerleaders dissed him.
But that's my point.
We probably make the football league suck.
We put someone who was socially awkward. You know, and I'm saying we didn't put him. He created the company.
Yeah.
But we've allowed someone who is socially awkward to be in charge of the thing where people socialize on. Mm-hmm. So there's no wonder why, algorithms are being manipulated to where they're pushing hate speech and this and that. Because, they just had the recent report that came out.
That. Like,
well, they just had the recent report come out, the internal memos where they saw where this was going as far as conspiracy theories and, things that aren't true, things that are hateful, that's driving the algorithm. So they constantly pushing things, pushing, because it drives the status of that company up, yada yada yada. This just came out like a couple weeks ago. It was a Facebook employee who recently was fired or quit. I think they resigned.
You saw Social Dilemma? Netflix?
No, I have not.
Watch it, team.
But my point in bringing all this up is that's who's pushing this,
Social.
and that's
a non-social person is over social media.
And now they're getting ready to launch the metaverse, so now we're already people are already addicted to social media.
Facts.
The metaverse is going. Are you familiar with that?
Shit, no.
Okay.
I'm trying to run from it.
Okay, the metaverse is basically a virtual reality world where now instead of having to type, I could meet you in the virtual reality world and be face to face with your avatar now. And it's going to be like a whole little virtual. So now people are already closed off and not interacting with each other in person. Think how it's going to be where you ain't got to type no more. Your virtual reality self will meet them around the corner. Now there's really no.
I need a clone, but not for this shit, bro.
So now people are going to constantly just live online now.
So it's like Sims.
Basically, except you're gonna put on, I guess, a visor or whatever, and it's like you're gonna be there. So now it's like, you want to talk about fake it till you make it. Now you can take a fake vacation, be on a fake beach, but it's driving. I feel like it's driving people in society further and further away from human interaction.
Yeah, bro. It's making
and that's
it
why
awkward.
that's why I think we have so many conflicts out now, because
you own to something.
Because people can't de-escalate things now,
Yeah,
because
and they don't know how to communicate,
because they're so comfortable with just communicating online.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like I can just say whatever comes to my mind. I don't have to have any kind of discourse.
Yeah, because nobody's there to slap the shit out of you once you type whatever you type. And it's like, there's no consequence. Everybody want to go online and type shit and then just run and maintain a hidden persona. Because how many of these people you really see out in public?
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? And they got people who know me and they see me in the public like, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, it's a lot of you motherfuckers. I can't keep up with all of it. And I'm not trying to say that you're not important.
No.
I'm just saying, like, I got multiple pages I just lost a page with 30,000. I got a new 2,000 page. I got a 10,000 page. I mean, I got multiple pages, and I love the marketing aspect of it, but I found myself addicted.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to fall into that. That's why, a lot of times, like everybody in my close circle knows that, like if I get a call like in the morning, hey, did you see that? Oh, wait, I forgot. You ain't checked it yet. No, I haven't. Because I'm not going to check it in the morning time. I'm not going to check it until I leave my house and make it to wherever I'm going to go. Then I'll be like, I see what's going on now.
Yeah, I had to fall back. I had to fast from it. And when I fast from it, I found out that it was a very negative source too. It ain't like you follow, unless you follow like a bunch of yoga people or like the spiritual chicks and sage motherfuckers and shit like that. Like, it's very negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it gets hard to decipher what's a joke and what's this and what's that.
So, and
some people are joking and some people are trying to be hateful, but it's like, it's a crazy place, bro.
And that's why I was bringing up the misinformation concept, because I'm like, you had people who literally were online last year saying, well, Trump, he's a lot better of a choice than this. And I said, I'm not advocating for either one. But
that's how I feel.
But I'm also looking
I prefer Trump, though. I don't know.
I can't.
I hate him. I can't stand him. And I like Joe a little bit more, but I don't. Well, Democrats are horrible, bro.
Well, here's the thing I look at with this. With Trump, it was a lot of cosmetics. Okay? It was just him saying, I could fix this. I could fix this. I did this. Then
when he fuck up, fake news.
Exactly. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't make it fake.
Right.
And what I had a real issue with last year is that people were actually considering, well, he's the better choice now. I'm like, but he said he's gonna get this for us. The platinum plan. Okay, we had 4 years to introduce this. Why does he wait until October before election day and then say, this is what I'm gonna do for you? I'm gonna dangle this carrot in
all
front
of them do that. Judges, DAs, all them motherfuckers do that.
I get that.
Hey, black community, how you doing? Here goes a free turkey. All right, good job, little black kids.
My point is,
vote for me.
My point is, that is just too much of an opportunist. Too much of I'm just going to just pray. And the thing is, people fell for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Vote for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we listening to Lil Wayne now?
Yeah, for real.
He's a source of information for us. I mean, and the thing that I look at like this, all politicians are politicians, right? But we've never had a politician where he could be possibly compromised by a foreign country. It's like, listen, this guy might be not really for our community. But at least I know he's still on our team in a sense.
Yeah.
But if a foreign power is controlling you,
I feel like, because I feel like the best deal Trump would have sold our ass. You know what I'm saying?
well, I mean, I feel like Trump.
What you got, Russia? How much?
I feel like Trump would sell his children.
He would sell the fuck.
You know, he sell Melania. I don't. You know, he'll sell
He a
everybody.
true devil, man. But
And look, I'm not even calling him a devil. My point is, you
he a
know,
devil.
he just didn't do a good job. I mean,
who did a good job?
Well, no. What here? I'm bringing this up. So we still in this COVID world or whatever, right? That possibly could have been avoided had he not dismantled the pandemic response team that was in place when he got in office.
Yeah,
But he's just doing petty stuff like Obama created it, dismantle it.
That's him.
And you're like, hey, they got a pandemic coming. Yeah, but it has Obama's name on it. But it's gonna help us. It's got and then now we behind the 8 ball. You see what I'm saying? That's bad for business.
And then Obama got it when he was in shit too. It was horrible.
Well, and like I said, I'm not here. You know, I'm not one of those people who are looking for a politician to be a savior. I'm looking for who can I deal with and who's gonna.
That's where you're gonna be at. And this is my thing. I'm ready for the guy. Fuck the parties. I don't like Democrats or Republicans. I like Republicans because they'll be about protecting what they've created, stole, manipulated.
The current incarnation, no.
This what I feel. You're gonna be able to tell me more because I ain't no big political person. I'm just learning all this shit. I like the Republicans because they protect the rich. I don't want to be poor all my life. So when I get rich, I want to be protected. But I'm the one that's gonna help the poor because I came from where you come from. They don't have that element. They don't give a fuck. They're like, you should work for it. You should do this. You should do that.
I can't say.
And I agree with some of the shit they say, but Democrats be so for the poor and trying to take from the rich. I don't plan on being poor my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to cheat. I hate taxes. I want to be able to cheat my taxes. I want to be able to evade taxes. Taxes is stupid as shit to me. It's stupid just like insurance. I hate insurance I hit a motherfucker.
Can we not say you want to evade taxes?
I do.
Please? No, please don't.
I do,
because
man.
you're going to trigger an audit. So, listen.
They coming anyway.
So,
you can't run for them fucking people.
I'll say this.
I hate taxes.
Most of you said Republicans protect the rich. Not necessarily they protect the systems that the rich benefit from.
Right.
So, you know, if you...
Because I heard a bunch of people mad about Amazon not paying taxes. That man started in his garage and created this shit. That one man created all this shit. They wouldn't give him good deals on shipping. He fucking got his own trucks and started doing... I fuck with him. I don't hate him because he rich. When I was little, bro, I used to hate niggas who had 2 parents and come from a good household and had strong backup because I ain't had that shit. I'm like, man, my mom and them fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But as I grew, I'm like, that ain't that man's fault that he had 2 good parents.
Well, and I'll say this too. The
like,
Democrats are horrible when it comes to messaging and branding. If you look at how they... So, like, even with, you know, the tax the rich thing, I feel like, you know, yes, if you've made more money, you probably, you know, you got to pay a little bit more. I
poor
get that.
Middle class.
And look, I get that. You know, because everybody got to try to help with society as far as build roads. I get that, but that can't be the only talking point that you push.
Right. And then they use it up. If minimum wage, how you feel about minimum wage increasement?
I feel like, again, the branding is off because every company is not the same. So, like, you can't
impose that on.
You can't. Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't impose that on like a mom and pop restaurant.
Shit, no, they
the
can't
same rules that you apply to
McDonald's or Applebee's, right? Exactly.
And here's
it's the stupidest shit on earth to me.
Well, here's the other thing too. You're setting people up to be fired because when it comes down to it,
if I got to pay 100 people double.
Well, no. Here's the thing too. The chessboard is being lined up. The McDonald's and all of them, they can afford to get electronic kiosks to replace people, so they don't have to. And then they can have a staff where they would normally have 10 people on at one time. They can
cut 2 people.
They can cut that to like 3 or 4, and the rest of it is automated. Just like
Put
grocery
your own
stores.
fucking order, and ain't no self checkout. See, people don't see that part though.
So when I say that the chessboard is being lined up, larger companies can afford to make the adjustment without having
technology.
Now, in the meantime, the guys that are kind of in the middle that are kind of trying to build a company, you're imposing that on them. You're going to put them out of business.
Yeah.
So now the only choices are what? Because now if McDonald's don't have to hire you and this company's out of business and they can't hire you.
So you destroyed a whole fucking a lot of people's opportunity to even get a job.
Right.
Because now, bitch, I'm finna hire this robot and he don't fuss. He's not late. He sleeps here.
And
I don't have to wait on him.
That doesn't say, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be paid what they're worth.
That's not.
But here's the other thing too.
Some people ain't worth $15 an hour, too.
And you and I were coming up, right?
Yeah.
We in the same age bracket.
Right.
Unless you are trying to be a manager or a general manager or own a franchise, you shouldn't be in your 40s working at McDonald's anyway, talking about pay me a livable wage.
It's a starter job. It's a starter job.
It was never meant to be a we're taking our eye off the ball because in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, there were factory jobs that paid a livable wage for a grown adult person. Yes, I know I said grown and adult.
Protected by a union.
Exactly. Yeah. McDonald's is not that. We're trying to fit that into something that it was never meant to be.
And let's go deeper. We talking about kids that only can come to me 2 days a week because they got school. And then he or she is only here 2-3 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find people who ain't got shit going on. I'm telling you, this, they got to look at shit from a business perspective.
Right. Now, I'll say this. Now, waitresses and waiters, I never agree with them making $2 an hour.
That's who need to fucking raise.
But you see how that's apples and oranges. Yeah. Applebee's or fine dining restaurant. I'm saying Applebee's. That's not really fine dining. Yeah. But I'm saying like restaurants in general. If they have a waiter staff, I never agree with them making $2 an hour.
$3 an hour, yeah, plus tips.
And then say, well, you're gonna make it in tips.
If you make it in tips.
Yeah, that's an if. I never agree with that. But the McDonald's worker, I don't feel like should get $15 an hour because listen,
for attitude.
I've gone to McDonald's.
I'm not paying no $15.
I've gone to McDonald's and got cold fries.
See, a lot of people have this worker mentality. So they don't think like, I got to run this store and I got to get the right people in here. This girl always call in. She come get $30. She work 2 hours. She come get her $30. She don't give a fuck. She stay with her parents. And then this motherfucker here, no skills. I got to train these people. You know what you go through when you work at McDonald's? They train you.
Yeah.
That costs. So now you telling me I gotta pay a motherfucker $15 an hour to teach him how to do what I need him to do, and I don't know how long he gonna be there.
They gonna quit in a month.
They gonna quit in a month, and now I've wasted resources, bro. That's what they don't understand. I was a manager at McDonald's.
Yeah. So, we were talking about Democrats and Republicans. Like I said, Republicans protect systems that their constituency has access to.
Go right back to that lobbying, and they pay for it to stay that way. For
Democrats have horrible messaging because they actually could speak to the larger, population of the country in general, but their messaging is horrible.
Right.
Because every time you look around, that's just like the Virginia race that's going on now. The guy that they got up there, the Democrat that's running, Terry McCullough, he made a big goof a couple of weeks ago, and that's what they then turned the issue about. He's running against a Republican to be the governor of Virginia. Mm-hmm. He came up and said, I'm paraphrasing this a little bit, but he was basically saying that parents have no business trying to interfere with what the school is teaching their kids. You see that face you just made? Now, what did the Republican do? Now, keep in mind, Joe Biden won Virginia by like 10 points. Mm-hmm. They haven't had a Republican governor in like over 10 years. Mm-hmm. So this should be a cakewalk for him, right? The Republican came in and made it about that issue. Elect me.
Took it and ran with it.
But that's
good PR. He can afford good PR.
The Republican strategy is always identity politics. Whatever the issue is, that's how Trump got in the first time, is you're feeling like this, I'm going to speak to you. And it was amazing that you had lower class white people running the Trump in droves, and it's somebody who has a gold toilet. He can't speak for you. He's never felt your pain. His
daddy had money.
He's never been cut from your cloth, but that's your spokesman now.
Right.
But all he did was just figure out what's important to them.
You hate black people so much, let's run with it.
And he even got to say that. Just dog whistle it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna speak on what they want to hear.
Yeah.
He said that he had one of his rallies. He was like, he went to see a bunch of white evangelicals. Like 2 Corinthians. That's the one they like, right? 2 Corinthians, right? That's the one they like, right? You could tell he wasn't familiar with it at all. It's just, but that's what they want to hear, right? I'll just say it. When he was saying build the wall, he did an interview and he said, yeah, I never really built, got into that. He said, but people were responding to us. I just kept saying it.
Yeah.
He said that, and people are still flocking to him.
He's a marketing genius.
He is. So, but my point in saying that is the Democrats have horrible messaging. Last year, the phrase defund the police kept coming around. And I'm like, that's the dumbest thing in the world. Because if you question it, people will say, well, no, it's not defunding the police, it's spreading, it's reallocating funds. I'm like, but the literal definition of defund is to take the money away. So you can't say that and then come back and say, but that's not what it means. Mm-hmm. Words still have meaning. Context is still important, but that's my issue with... I
go on record and say I can't stand the fucking police, man. I don't like them. There's some good ones out there, but that's just like street niggas. There's some good street niggas out there too. So I just think it's so unbalanced and so unfair, bro.
But in order for
and
society
the world
to function,
can actually see shit go bad and police do bad and there's no consequences. Like, to me,
true. And look,
this is how I really feel about police. If you want to be a gangster, you want to kill people, you want to tote guns, and you want to get away with it, become a cop. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always feel like that because I only call for ambulance and fire trucks. I donate to the fire department, like the firefighters association for whatever, because I wanted to be a firefighter when I was little. You know what I'm saying?
But despite how you feel, we know in society you need some kind of...
You're going to have to need law and governing.
Right. So, but my point is, by saying the phrase defund the police, that was never going to go nowhere anyway.
Nah. And it'll be lawless. It'll be back to...
We can't go to the wild west.
Walk 10 paces and...
Right. And then turn around and shoot and, like... Come on, and that's
they ain't ready for that.
Well, that's what people envision, though, when you say that. Even though it's a layered thing there, and I get it, but the messaging is horrible. That's why I take issue with people who who start talking, but they haven't done the research on it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I brought up misinformation and everything on social media, because you have people who, they'll crown themselves as an activist or this or that, and they'll just start posting stuff. And I'm like, this is the problem. Because if you actually get into a room with the people who can affect change, but you stupid, then you're doing a disservice to the people who you claim you want to help in the first place.
Yeah, because you got into the room and many people don't get there, and then you get in there with some dumb shit, and now you just wasted time.
And that's my point. So that's why
I think this is what...
All right, so listen, this one ran long, so I'm splitting it up into 2 parts. So if you want to see or continue listening, we have part 2 available. Just look on the menu and you'll see it.